Good morning, good Saturday. Well, it may not be morning if you're watching this, but it's Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I love
Vera
Saturdays.
here.
Love Saturdays. Christina here.
Soul's
Enlightenment. Okay, Vera, you want to tell them about what we're going to be talking about today?
We're going to be talking about organ talk.
Organ talk.
Or cell talk.
Cell talk.
Yeah,
that's right.
Better.
Cell talk.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because this is something that we do every day, whether we realize it or not.
Many times a day.
All day long. And it's something that could either bring us one step closer to our goals or put a barrier between us and what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, an example would be like, let's say, because our subconscious, our mind, our cells are always listening, it's always absorbing
on 24/7
what we're saying. Exactly.
And it doesn't recognize
the negative or the positive.
Negative.
The negative.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
If I don't want to fall.
I don't want to fall.
And then what you're hearing all the time is, I want to
what
fall.
we're focusing on is fall, yeah. So what we're talking about is, when, because our mind is always absorbing what we're saying, we want to say things like, okay, for example, I would want to say, I can't stand that. Because I used to say that whenever I hear cases like, with priests that abuse children, and then they are put back into the situation to abuse them again, and I get all mad. I say, I can't stand when that happens. I can't stand hearing about things like that, right? Well, I kind of developed a issue with my hip and my leg, so it hurts to stand. And so that's a really good example of how we can, not meaning to, we can program our own cells.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's a good example. And then what Vera brought up is, like, for example, we don't hear, or the subconscious, like you said, doesn't hear the negative. So, like when I'm driving over to see Vera, she always tells me to drive safe, so that the whole time I'm focusing on driving safe. She never says,
don't get in an accident.
Don't get in an accident, because I don't want to be sitting there, she doesn't want me to be thinking, accident, because we focus, because our, don't want to focus on that.
Exactly.
Or like if you hand a child a plate, you want to tell them, hold this tightly so you can balance it, not...
don't drop it.
Don't drop it.
Because guess what happens?
How many times?
Yeah, my mother was like, don't fall.
Yeah. But yeah, so another part of that Vera and I wanted to talk about was that sometimes when we really, really want a positive thing to happen, we don't mean to, but a negative thought jumps in our mind. And like, for example, I'm going to get a medical procedure done, and of course, more than anything, we want to, make it out okay, or we want it to be healthy, we want it to recover. But sometimes a fear might jump into our mind, like, what if I don't get better? What if this isn't going to help?
Yeah.
And so we don't want that thought in our mind. We want to
negate that and have that positive affirmation, because your cells listen to that too.
Yes. Exactly. So we want to cancel it.
There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. We want to cancel it. Sometimes people will say, cancel that. Or we'll go like this.
Eject the tape.
Which is like, exactly. Ejecting a tape.
It was so funny because when Sylvia first told us about all this, and then around the office, you could see people going, if other people would come in, they go, these people are nuts.
Yeah.
Which they probably thought anyway, but,
yeah.
Or cancel that,
Yeah, cancel that.
Yeah.
That's another one, yeah. For me, because if I'm like around people, I usually just think to myself, no, I'm negating that, and then I focus on the positive visual. So that's another thing you can do is like, in that situation, I would think to myself, okay, no, and then I'll see myself in the hospital, totally recovering, and the procedure working perfectly, and being back on my feet and happy and healthy.
Yeah.
That's like a technique that we can do too, because Angus through Vera has told us so often how powerful our visualization is.
And our visualization.
Yeah, exactly. So to visualize and to cancel the negative and focus on the positive, so that we can create, because we are creators.
Yeah. And it's really interesting too about themes too, because there's a lot of times people will call in or send us messages and stuff, and they want to know how to feel better, and you tell them, And then the next minute it's like, no, I still don't feel good. And the next minute, no, that didn't work. You know, it's just that victimization over and over, like nothing's going to help. You know, and that's what they're working through. And, you know, sometimes we have to be patient, because sometimes I feel like saying, you know, just get over yourself, but they're really having to work through that.
You know, but you brought up a really great point, because one of the things that there's a master healer on the other side. He's come through different people, but he's also come to Vera during sessions, and we just call him brother because he likes to be referred to as brother on the other side. And he has said that it is part of the cure to wish to be cured.
Exactly.
He said that in his life as in India, but he also had a life around the time of, during the time of Christ. And he said the same type of thing. In that time, his name was Seneca. And he said the same exact verbiage. It was like just right there. But that's a really good point. Is because when you were saying about how people are like, no, it's not going to work. Sometimes people hide in it. We don't mean to.
No, it's what you have to work through.
I didn't know, but there was a point that I was going through that, and Angus told me I was hiding in it more than anything. I wanted to be better. I'm like, what does he mean?
Yeah.
It took a long time to work on that. But it's a really good example. It's like we have to really want to be better and not to be like, this issue, I can't feel it, so it's holding me back.
And then you get attention. It's an attention grabber too, because then people are always like, "Oh, let me try to help you," you know.
Yeah.
So if it goes away, then they feel like their attention's going away.
Yeah.
You know?
There's many reasons. Yeah. Many reasons. That's a very good one. And another thing that we wanted to point out is that, you know, just this last week, just a couple days ago, we had a session with Angus, and we had a friend there who has a habit I guess, of saying, well, I don't know anything.
What do I know?
What do I know, you know?
You know who you are.
Yeah. But Angus was saying, you know, he really didn't want her to say that anymore because she's so intelligent. And that's for all of us. You know, the one thing I don't like people to say, you know, oh, that was so stupid of me. Or, you know, we have to find a positive way to say it because we don't want to reinforce anything negative about ourselves.
To other people.
Or to other people, that's horrible. Yeah. Exactly. You don't want to do that, you know, or like back to the cell talk. You're driving me crazy.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to say that either.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And there was a minister, when we first heard about all this organ talk and cell memory and all that. And I guess she was kind of like saying, you know, I don't really think it's true.
Yeah.
You know? So, because she had said something like, that pisses me off.
That pisses me off.
Yeah, and I go, oh, cancel that. And she goes, no, come on. And then I swear to God, the next week, she had a horrible kidney infection.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now, it could be that that it was part of her chart, but it was like a winky dinky, huh?
Yeah, seriously.
And after that, she was like, I'm not saying that anymore. Yeah.
Well, that is a really good example.
Yeah. Or there was another one that would say, you're breaking my heart. Yeah. And remember, she had a heart attack?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So we want to find a different way
or
to
that
say it.
Breaks my heart, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or what was the one that your mom had that she kept saying?
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. She was saying a lot, like a lot of people do, especially women. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of this. And she got fibromyalgia, which is fatigue and pain, extreme fatigue and pain. She worked really hard to get rid of that, but you know that's something that don't say that if you do. You know, find a positive way to say it.
To express it, yeah.
You know, like, I don't want to go through that situation anymore. Or something, anything, but, you know, that. Second time. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for joining us today. That was an awesome talk about cell talk. And
be mindful.
Yes. Yeah. And program to have a wonderful week. We're going to have a great week.
Exactly.
Positive. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.